Hi, I'm Matt from hockeyreviews.ca. This is a new video series that I'm doing and something I wanted to do because I found some interesting things out when I was using the Bony puck machine. So this thing right here. I found with certain gloves that based on the shots, they're easier to catch with and then they become harder or different depending on how fast it is. So for certain gloves, when the shots are considerably faster, it's much harder to catch with. So a glove that would be really, really easy to catch with normally for me, at the lower speeds, once it gets higher and higher and higher, the puck just bounce out of them. Now you think that might be, oh, that happens with all gloves, so that's not really something that's noticeable, but it doesn't actually happen with all gloves. There's a lot of gloves here that I've been using that I've noticed I can catch just as well, faster or lower, regardless of where the puck hits the glove, where certain other gloves that I can catch amazingly with, which are my favorite catching gloves, normally, once you get up to a faster speed, you can't catch anything with them unless it goes right in the pocket. Everything else just flies out of it. So because of that, I'm come up with this new kind of challenge thing, kind of just video series for the most part of me testing gloves. So it's going to be the 100 puck challenge usage thing. What we have here is a ton of pucks. As you can see, there's over 100 pucks here. So we'll lose some eventually. There's like 115 or 110. So my producer is going to shoot 20 pucks at a time at different speeds. I measured them out in the past already, basically with this thing right here. So that thing's not perfect. The Boney's not perfect, but we have a general idea of the settings we put on there and how fast the puck will be coming off of it. But anyways, we're going to do 20 shots at a different speed. Lower speed, then ramp it up, ramp it up, ramp it up until we get at about 80 miles an hour at the final one. And I'm going to test every glove I have to do this. So you can see the gloves here. We're going to test all of these as well as the gloves over here. We're going to start with this glove, which is going to be in this video, which is the JRZ Fusion or JRZ Fusion. This is my pot band tribute one. So the reason we're going to start with that glove is because that is my longest standing glove right now. I have a 2X Pro over there, but I'm not using that set anymore. It will be moved on from in the near future, so I don't want to use up that set or anything anymore. This JRZ set though, I'm going to keep using. I know it. I've used it for a while, so I know kind of how it feels and performs already. That way this will be a base and then we'll kind of go from there. This video will be all of that, and then at the end I'll kind of do a conclusion of how it felt and what I noticed when playing with it. I'll throw all the shots here too. So this is mainly going to be on YouTube. We'll throw one of these up on Instagram just to see how it does and see if anyone cares. And if not, then we'll just not do it again. But all these will be on YouTube 100%. This is something I want to do and something I want to test out for gloves. And I get a good idea of how they play at lower speeds as well as how protection is at higher speeds as well. The other thing is for chest protectors, I'm going to be using the brown all the time right now. Only because it's really heavy, and I found when I use that one versus the Kineski, I'm way more tired at the end of it. My brown's like 10 pounds, just under 10 pounds dry, and it's the super Russian spec, like super beefed up one. I'm so out of shape right now because of lockdown and everything that's gone on. I need all the help I can get and all the cheating I can get to get in better shape. So I'm going to be wearing that so I get really tired and get in better shape doing this. Also, I should say, if you want to see any gloves done in this thing, like if you want to see this challenge done with any specific glove that I don't have here, leave a comment if this is on YouTube. If it's on Instagram, well, again, leave a comment, let me know, but reach out to the company. So if you want to see me review a Vaughn glove, reach out to Vaughn, let them know. If you want me to do a Hyperlight glove, same thing. To Bauer, obviously. Just there's demo stuff out there, so if you want this, that's the only way it's happening. I'm not grabbing all that stuff. I'm not buying that stuff to do it. Like I have a set of E-Flex 5s here that I can't do because I bought them, but I'm going to return them. So I can't obviously do a test challenge on this, but there's demo sets of E-Flex 5 out there. So I would be able to do that, but yeah. So if you want to see that, let the companies know and leave comments here.
You're watching hockeyreviews.ca.
Okay. pull it back at all? Off speed. Wait. You gotta that way. Alright, so there's a bunch of things we learned from this video. One, the camera position sucked. I was using my GoPro, that was kind of the blurry one, and the one on the right of this video. That one, I wanted to try to get a slow-mo and kind of two different angles so you can see better how, or so I can see better too, of how like I'm catching pucks or not catching pucks. The problem with that is that it looked like crap, and only the phone camera, which was the image on the left, actually really looked at any good. So I gotta find out a different location to put that GoPro and to see if we're gonna use it. I tried to use a lower resolution and not widescreen. So it was like 2.7K and then not a super wide view because I don't need a wide view for this. And it honestly just didn't look good. And even it was at 60 frames per second, same as the camera. But when you slowed it down, it looked bad. I tried to do 120 frames per second before, but there's no light in the basement. And I gotta fix the lighting in it. At 120 FPS, you can't see anything at all. It's just pure dark. So I can't do that yet. But I'm trying to figure out another place to put that so it kind of looks better. Maybe I'll raise it up and put it kind of like closer to a wall type thing and then more over to the side. So it's like two angles kind of looking at it and above a little bit. So we'll adjust that in the future. Number two, I'll just be totally honest. I missed so many shots when it got harder. I mentioned it before, but it's very hard to pick up the puck coming out of the bony because there's no shot, right? You can't see it just release, it's just gone. When a player shoots, you can see where the puck is and you can see it accelerate and come off the stick all the way. With the bony, it just comes out of a hole and then that's it. So it's just like your reactions have to be faster and it's a lot harder to track. At one point, I asked my producer to back up a bit because you can kind of stick the machine through that door right there. And so I get a little bit more room, a few feet more room of reaction, and it actually makes a big difference. But it's clear that like at the higher speeds, it's very hard to stop this, especially if I have to move outwards. If it's like right around here, it's kind of okay, but it scares me a little bit because the bony isn't perfectly accurate. It's not as accurate as I thought it was either. And so if it's like here and it misses one and it hits me in the face, I don't want to take a slap shot, an 80 mile or 70 mile per hour shot to the face. That's not what I'm doing this for. So I kind of want it out there a bit, so it makes me move and it's harder for me to catch. I'm not great anyways, but this is, give me some slack on it. This is really fast. I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna get in better shape, but it's fast and it's kind of hard to do. Obviously, the whole point of all this is to test how the glove works and like at faster speeds and lower speeds. So I'm gonna talk about that. We'll cut to the actual me talking about the glove and pointing out parts of the glove. But I realize that it's obviously harder if I don't catch anything and if anything happens, like if I don't get all of it. But I will put more than 100 in here, especially at the top speeds, just so I can get an idea of like more chances of a puck hitting it and everything like that. All right, so the glove itself got destroyed and damaged. So you can see right here. You'll notice, and I slow-moed it a lot of pucks I was getting hit like back here. And that's just me trying to reach it, and it's just closing too soon or just not getting it all, and it hits right back here. And you can see like all the dents and stuff right there and all the puck marks. Obviously that shouldn't happen, but one, it means finger protection here is pretty important. Now your fingers aren't really up here, they're back here, but it still kind of counts. Two, this is a Nash palm, so normal Gen Pro would wear better here. And obviously I'm pretty disappointed that this happened. I'm going to reach out to JRZ and just see what they suggest to do. I'm probably going to just super glue that down. I've seen this damage before on gloves, but it is, like I mentioned, Nash and not Gen Pro. So I'm going to probably just super glue that down, but it's kind of sad on my part and super disappointed. The one thing I noticed too is like you can kind of see it denting in. I see a lot of pros gloves and you can see this part like folded over, and I always wonder how that happens. It never happened to my gloves before. I also tend to not wear gloves enough for that to happen, or I rotate too much. But you can see that right there and how that happens, right? So that's like kind of folding it in right there. I did notice that it used to be a little bit more rounded, and now it's it was a little more like kind of like this, and now it's a little straighter because of that damage from getting hit so much on that. I'm trying to show it off a little bit better. So it was a little bit more curled, and then after hitting all that, it did kind of get pushed in a bit. As you can see, protection on this is decent. I did feel, you can hear me say it hurt. I felt shots with this using it. Anything here you really feel. Here it's okay. This area is actually pretty good. Pucks that hit here do a pretty good job of going into the pocket. Here it's a little iffy. If you don't catch it in the pocket here, basically anything hits here, hits off that and comes out. So I showed that a lot, where anything that would kind of come down here would hit this, bounce off that and come right out. It's kind of tough getting this spot to funnel pucks into the pocket, but this glove doesn't, in my opinion, do a great job of it. That happens all over the place though. I've noticed that at low end shots, unless you catch the puck like this and you happen to squeeze perfectly around it like that, the puck ends up bouncing out. Anything that like you hit here and you're squeezing and it basically hits this, hits that and comes out. It's something I've noticed, like I said, slow shots, fast shots. I don't think this glove really did any different between one or the other. Not like the gloves that I was kind of commenting on at the beginning of this video of how I noticed some act very, very differently. This one is honestly pretty, like it acted the way I thought it was going to act. I have had issues with catching this glove in the past, like down here and stuff like that. If I don't catch it in the pocket, if you don't get it right here, it basically bounces off here and comes out. And that was evident with this one as well. There were a few where it would hit and I would kind of twist over. I think that's just more my arm strength and me and not the glove itself. This tee kind of can fold like this, but it's pretty hard just because of the design of it, but it is kind of soft at the top. But I don't blame that on the glove at all. That's more me and my wrist. Hopefully I'll might get stronger but over the time of doing these videos and get better at this. But it did kind of prove my theory of anything here kind of goes in pretty good. Here bounces out, kind of expected, but here it really hits here, and then out like that. Hopefully I'll have different camera angles that will make it a little bit easier to see and stuff like that. But I guess that is about it for the glove. It acted the way I expected. It's not my favorite glove. I like it, but it's not amazing. Hopefully they'll have some other models in the future I can test out too. That's more to my liking. I'm not a huge 590 fan, so that kind of makes sense that I'm not a huge fan of this glove, but it's fine, and we'll move on to another glove in the near future. All right, so let me know if you liked this video. Let me know if you have any comments or what you think about it, or if you want to see me do this video with other gloves, stuff like that. Like here's the eFlex 5 glove. See how it has the tags. I can't do this video because this isn't mine. Well, technically it's mine, but I'm going to be returning it to a store after I'm done all my content on it, and once the lockdowns are done. But if you want to see like this glove or other gloves, one, let me know in the description. Two, again, reach out to the companies on social media and say, hey, I want to see your gear being reviewed by Hockey Reviews. I would greatly appreciate that and greatly help me out. If you like this video, like it, comment, like I already said, subscribe to me on YouTube, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, links in the description. If you live in the United States and want to support this channel, check out the link to Pure Hockey and Pure Goalie. Clicking a link, making a purchase gives me a kickback, and everything from there will come right back into here so I can making more content and fixing my now broken gear. Otherwise, if you want to support the channel, check out the links in the description to Patreon and buy me a coffee. Everything that goes through there, again, will come right back into the channel so I keep making more content and making more videos. Thank you very much for watching, and take it easy.
You're watching HockeyReviews.ca.